Hi, my name is Rhett. Today, I would like to share with you a method of SP farming that turns the world of SP farming upside down. We will not only go over how the method works, we will also go over the use of this method for different capsuleers. I will be providing a write-up in the description for the people who may find that helpful. I hope that I can share with you this new perspective while also showing you my experiences with the method. So, let's go over how, what I call, the NPE method actually works. What we'll be doing is making new characters which we will refer to as biomass characters, and speedrunning air achievements to get the first milestone of 50,000 skill points. However, we have some setup first. I'll leave a list in the description so you can copy and paste it into multi-buy. One of the first things that we have to set up is a character that will act as the CEO of our new corp, and what we will refer to from now on as the tank. We'll have to train a few skills on this character to be able to properly do everything. The tank character will have to be able to fly this Praxis fit, and it will also need to have Anchoring 4 and Star-Based Defense Management 1. We will also need a constant stock of the following materials: compressed kernite, compressed plagioclase, compressed pyroxes, compressed scordite, and compressed feldspar. You also need a set amount of these each run, which is also outlined in the description and the write-up. First, you'll need to join the in-game chat named Air Career. Then, we will create the MOTD for your corp chat. First, link the skill plan from the Air Career chat, link 200mm Railgun 1 blueprint, the home station, and link a bookmark folder. Once that is set up, you must enlist your corp into factional warfare. Go to the closest enlistment station, and about 24 hours later you should be in factional warfare. Our corp should also have friendly fire on, as we will need to not have Concord interfere. Now that we have bought everything, and we've set our tank character up, we will properly start with setting the system up. Now, we need to anchor all of our structures. The design and research labs can be placed anywhere within the POS bubble, as it doesn't matter where you put them. The ship maintenance array, however, should be placed at the bottom edge of the POS bubble to allow for ships outside to reship while still protecting the ship maintenance array. Our laser battery can be placed anywhere close to the spot of the ship maintenance array while still abiding by the restrictions when placing weapon batteries. Place the biomass Praxis into the ship maintenance array and put 1,000 blueprints into the research lab and the other 25 into the design lab. Once we have our POS anchored and all of our modules online, we need to place a bookmark about 1.5 kilometers away from the ship maintenance array. This will be the point where our Praxis will sit during our run. You can now also create contracts on behalf of the corporation with all of the compressed resources and the 200mm railgun blueprint. Make sure to give 2 million ISK with it as well. For the first runs, you will also need to include the executioners in the contracts. Now that we're all set up for the run, we can finally start making our new characters. When you make your characters, make sure they're in the right school so they show up in the right system. We can also start warping our tank to the bookmark outside of the POS. The options for the characters don't particularly matter as long as they show up in the right system. Now when naming your characters, I like to stick to a certain theme so my EVE-0 preview can be preset to my bindings. However, you can really pick whatever you want. Once our characters are loaded into the game, on our tank character we can invite them to fleet, and then we will invite them to the corporation as well. Also note that you will need your tank Praxis zeroed up on the bookmark so you can hit approach. You will also need to assume control of our weapon battery and start locking our tank Praxis. We will come back to this after inviting everyone to Fleet and to Corp. In this section, you might have to go a little fast depending on how fast you send the invitations, just to be able to accept both of the accounts without having to go through your notifications. You can also set up titles for your characters, but I find giving them director roles is a lot easier. Once we give our characters roles, we can start to fire with our battery and turn on our Praxis modules. We will now open the contracts page on both of our characters. I misclick here and open up Wallet by accident. And we will accept a single contract on each of the accounts. This will contain the blueprint and the materials. Once the contracts are accepted, on both characters we will reprocess all of the available materials. I like to set both the reprocessing windows up just to make clicking a little bit faster while I go through my Evo hotkeys. Next, we'll open up the market details on both accounts for the Railgun blueprint. We will then sell at above $1 million on each account, and we will then buy the sell order that we made on our accounts. Now, on both accounts, we'll be opening the Corporation Deliveries tab and dragging executioners into the ship hangars of both accounts. We will then make these ships our active ship. Before we undock, we'll open the Industry tab on both accounts and we will navigate over to the blueprints of the Corp. You'll have to find the array with the 25 blueprints that you set aside for copying. You'll do one run on these, as it will take about 2 minutes. We can now undock. However, I like to check to make sure that there is a common anomaly within system, and I also drag the first account to the squad leader. If there isn't a common anomaly in system, you can look around in the agency for ones that are 1, 2, or 3 jumps away.
Warp drive active.
Once we land, you will target a single rat on each account. Make sure that they're completely different ones, as each account needs to kill 1 rat. Do note that sometimes you will get skilling sprees where you need to kill 5 or 10 rats, and in this case, the second account has to do that. So you might have to finish the site or warp to another site if there's not enough rats left. Sometimes the rats won't get killed in one shot, so you'll need to orbit them or keep them in a range at 7,500 meters. I prefer the 7,500 meters now. I've been testing that out recently, and I could be getting better results. Now, at this point in the clip, I realized that I didn't get the skilling spree and I need to kill more rats on this account. And sometimes you may not notice until now, so we'll stick around and finish the site on the account. Now, normally you would inject these at the same time while warping back to system or to the tank account. In this case, I did it early just because I was doing the rats on the second account. And in this case, we'll have leftover SP. That won't really matter though, so there's nothing to worry about there. Now at this part, normally you would be boarding the Praxises with both accounts, but as again I'm riding on the second account because of the skilling spree, so I'm just boarding it now just to speed up my time a little bit. Now that we've completed the skilling spree on this account, we can warp to 0 at the tank account and we can inject our skill plan. Once you land after injecting the skill plan, you can board the Praxis and go on to the tank account and hit the regroup button in the fleet options. If you end up far away like this, you can just cycle your MWD on your Praxis and you'll get a lot closer to the tank Praxis. Now here I accidentally pre-lock. It really won't do anything, but you should invite the tank account to a duel from both biomass accounts first before you really do this. Once you've accepted both duels, you can lock the tank Praxis on the biomass accounts and the biomass accounts from the tank Praxis and cycle all of your modules except the MWD, the festival launcher, and the armor repair, and you can also put your remote caps onto the biomass, though it's not strictly necessary. It does help just in case something goes wrong or you're cycling the MWD by accident. Stuff happens. Now we'll go into the industry tab and we will deliver the copying job, and we will start on the other bay a material efficiency run. We'll do one on each account and we will close the industry tab after this. We're now going to open Project Discovery on each account and we are going to do 5 runs of each. I like to make triangles. You can really do it however you want. This is just the fastest way that I found. Also, you might experience a visual glitch where the previous or the first one will show up underneath of what you're doing. I find this is just clicking too fast on the continue buttons, so just to be aware that may happen to you, it may not. It depends. Now that we've completed the project discovery, we can put an X in chat on both accounts. Once that is done, we will add the other account as a contact and we will send them a message. Once you've done that, our run is basically over. We will complete our material efficiency runs and then we will do time efficiency on the blueprints that we just finished. Now you can just kind of sit around until the time efficiency is done, and once that is done, you'll get another achievement, and then you'll just have to wait till you have 42 achievements in the Air Career tab. Now that the blueprints are done, you can deliver them on both accounts, and then we just have to wait for our 42 achievements to finish up in the Air Career tab. Once 42 achievements show up on both accounts, you can unlock all the targets and then wait out your weapons timer, which will be about a minute. If you need, you can also drag the executioners from your frigate escape bay back into the ship maintenance array. Once our weapon timer is up, we can reboard the executioners, make sure the Praxises are in the ship maintenance array, and we can warp our biomass characters back to the station. We will not warp our tank back, as we will be doing another run on the second character slot open on both accounts.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Once we're docked up, what I like to do is trash the Corvette, as it kind of clutters your Corp deliveries up once you biomass these characters. And then I open up the Air Career tab to claim my rewards. Now, what you'll do is you'll hit Claim All, and you'll wait about 5 to 10 seconds till that black bar shows up, and you'll hit Claim All again, and you'll have your 50,000 SP. Now do that on both characters, then you can log them off and biomass them. Now that we've gone through the run, I'd like to point out some differences between the NPE method and the common passive way of farming SP. Let's start with the obvious. The NPE method requires effort and active time put into it. However, I believe this expended effort more than pays off. On screen, you'll see the comparison of the amount of SP you can make per day running both methods. You'll notice that the NPE method makes more than double the amount of SP farms, with maybe about an hour worth of your time a day. Now, this method does have a few downsides to doing a passive SP farm. You have to actively put the effort in, while with the passive farms, you can set it up and log the character in maybe once every week or so, maybe even less. That has some upsides to it, and what method you choose to do is completely up to you. However, we could use this in varied ways depending on your goals. So let's go over that really quick. With the prices of e-subscriptions going up, and many countries having high inflation and rocky economies, many capsuleers find going Omega not economical or even possible for them. However, the NPE method could prove massively useful for alphas looking to go Omega. The application of this may vary depending on the person, but I'll try to give the best example possible. Let's say you're an alpha and you are flying with a group of people or friends. With a single Omega account, you can run this method together with alphas. It may have more of a learning and communication curve, but I believe that it is 100% possible. Doing this as a group would allow individuals to help pay for Omega time. I haven't done the math for the payout monthly for doing it with a single account, but it would be easy enough. The formula is on screen. Like in the alpha example, you can run this in groups of people to either allow other high SP characters to save money on SP injection or to spread the wealth in a group of friends. A lot of the same communication and learning curves apply to this as well. This can also be run in a fleet-like style. While more difficult to pull off, it may provide much needed content for Corp or Alliance members. High SP pilots can benefit from this NPE method 1,000 times more than any other group. When skill injectors start to not become worth their price, the NPE method becomes a money saver. For about an hour a day, you can directly inject the SP you make into mains, high SP tunes, or really anything you need. This allows for not only the reliance on skill injectors, but on bot packs to decrease massively. Before I close this off, I'd like to leave you with a few things to think about. This method may not be for everyone. Speedrunning and repetition of the same activities may get boring for some people, but for those who really enjoy getting faster times, saving money, or maybe even making extra ISK for minimal effort, this is really for you. One thing I feel many may be concerned about with the introduction of this method is the SP market. Won't you drive prices down? Honestly, I don't think I will. The chances of everyone going out and doing this is slim, and I believe that it's a very niche topic. And my extra output into the SP market really doesn't change much. It's a big market and I can't possibly crash it by myself. One thing I'd like to mention, CCP's stance on this method is completely unknown. It has been mentioned that it would be fixed, but to this date has not been. However, this video isn't to show CCP how dangerous this is to the game, but to show CCP how much of an asset it is to the game. It widely affects a lot of the game population and may also provide easier ways for Alpha to get into Omega. I can't say how long this will be around after releasing this, but I hope that you found something of use out of this.